Hey, what's up, world? This is the Homeboy Etiquette KMT the Raw segment right now. You looking at KMT the Raw, the arc reactor of the Homeboy Etiquette Iron Man motherfucking podcast in this bit. Say what's up to the world, KMT.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is KMT the Raw representing KMT Productions, also KMT the Raw on YouTube if you guys like gaming channels, and then I also have a secondary YouTube channel called KMT Productions. So, I'm now the engineer of the Homeboy Etiquette podcast. Let's get this going.
And also 1/3 of the Homeboy Etiquette podcast. All right, so start it off right now. How'd you get your first introduction to the Homeboy Etiquette podcast?
Okay, so essentially, so we were at a barbecue at Hooligan's place, right? We talk about Hooligan a lot here on our different podcasts. So we're having a barbecue in the backyard. You know, we got dro.p on the grill, Mixmaster Chef. He's over here, cooking everything up on the grill. I'm doing the whole mingling thing. I'm being the how's everybody feeling guy. Are you not entertained? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then so we get a call. Well, Dro gets a call on his phone from Marquise, or AKA Q5280Q. And he's just like, hey, Marquise wants to talk to you about his podcast. And so I pick up the phone like, hello? He's just like, hey, yeah, what's up, Turtle? I heard you got a studio. I want you to be the engineer for my podcast. And I'm like, all right. It literally was like that quick, you know what I'm saying? And literally, basically I was just like, okay, yeah, just hit me up on Facebook and then we'll talk about scheduling or potential pricing, all that type of stuff, right? And that's pretty much how I got started. It was really just that quick.
All right, so do you remember, what was your experience like recording that first episode of the Homeboy Etiquette podcast, like that first introduction to it with you, the dro.p, and the 5280Q coming together to record that first episode? What do you remember about that?
What I was thinking was that, I've been on camera a lot. I've been on camera a lot because, I think I probably have, thousands of hours of content on YouTube. So I know that, I didn't have any issues with, talking on a format or anything like that. I more was on the thought process of how is this? Are we going to mingle together? Are our energies going to actually work with each other well? And surprisingly, basically what I did here is I got us all some red cups of tequila. We did a little bit of sipping before we started that. And I was just like, you know what? That'll just make it the easiest, because it just makes it way easier for people to loosen up and then talk about whatever they want to talk about. And so worked like a charm. First episode, we literally got through 70 minutes and just like that, and it was really entertaining content. And but you can tell in the first couple recordings, when I actually start the recording off, I have this little stutter because it's what the fuck am I gonna say? You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. So you and 5280Q have a common background thing of introducing. Where are you from? What's your background?
So, I was actually born in Detroit, Michigan. The neighborhood where I lived in was right off of 9 Mile Street. So from anybody who knows Detroit, you know where 9 Mile's at, over there by the freeway. And most of my family who was in Detroit were all pretty centralized in that area. I still have some family out there, but a lot of them moved to different states and things like that. But we lived out there until I was two, and then we moved to Colorado, and then my parents had my brother, and then we moved back to Detroit until I was 5 or 6, and then we moved back out here, and I've been here ever since.
All right, so to clarify on that point, so your birth certificate is Detroit, Michigan, but your brother's birth certificate is Denver, Colorado.
Correct, that's right.
313 to the 303.
Yeah, 313 to the 303. Throw your hands in your hair if you fuck with me. Yeah.
All right. So now with that introduction, with that commonality between you and the 5280Q, now what about your first time meeting dro.p?
The first time I ever met Dro? Man. Okay, so this goes back 2011, 2010, something like that. Yeah. So we actually met over at what people in Colorado know, the Axis Apartments, all right? And this was, I believe, you 5280Q, were actually living there as well. You were one of the roommates, and Hooligan was a roommate. And you and Dro were kind of like Tweedledee and Tweedledum kind of thing. I always saw you guys together. You know what I mean? And then you guys both told me that you guys were both in the Marines. And I was just like, okay, well that's cool. You know what I mean? Let's fight. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, honestly, when I met Dro, it was more just at that stage in life, both of us, we have this kind of quiet guy thing going on. So it's not like we were cool, but it's not like we ever just sat there and conversated with each other at the time. And in fact, I remember one time where we literally cock blocked each other so hard one day, like, like it was a disaster, bro. And honestly, like, I couldn't blame you for that because like we just both want the same chickens, like we ruined that shit. And like
but you were able to overcome that and still become good friends to these days.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So how did you, so your connection into the group was with Hooligan, right?
Correct.
And you and Hooligan used to be a part of the same breakdancer crew.
Oh yes, correct.
And what's the name of that breakdancer crew?
So it started off as Style Collisions crew, and then it wound up evolving into, well, there's a couple different names. It started as Style Collisions, and then we had a separate one called Kilimanjaro, and then we came to LIT, Lost in Translation. Ironically, I wasn't there when it transitioned from the previous name into LIT because I actually had a falling out with the crew. And I was still a part of two other crews, one being Elevated Styles crew and the other one being Soul Mechanics. Basically because we had gone out to Nevada for a tournament and we lost and it was like on some dumb shit. And I was so fucking angry. Like they're like, well, at least we had fun. I'm like, I'm not here for fun. I'm here for W's, bro. Fuck this. You guys aren't taking this shit seriously. And so I left the crew. And then like about 6 months later, they rebranded themselves as LIT and I wound up coming back to them about a year later.
So being out on that trip, you wanted to win, they just wanted to have fun. Like, what was practices like in preparing for that competition with your homeboys?
Oh man, I mean, like honestly, like practice was always fun. Practice was always fun because one of the great things about b-boying is that like you can be competitive with people, right? You can literally just be like, battle me, and then you just start doing like your breakdance moves on the spot, and then that can be a part of your training. But then we also had like routine training. So 2 or 3 people or even the whole crew will get together and then we'll have like some synchronized moves like with some like, you know, basically like what you almost see like in some like You Got Served type of shit, but way more intense because You Got Served is like some vanilla shit compared to what we did. Like, but
they were drug dealers though in that one. They were drug dealer breakdancers.
Well, so moving on. Next question.
All right. So next question would be, right now we sitting there, oh, we see that you got an Overwatch thing. So you're a gamer?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part.
You're a team sports kind of gamer?
So, if I had to pick one specifically as one genre that I love fighting games, but shooters are my number 2. I play the hell out of some Tekken 7, bro. Marvel vs. Capcom. Every now and then I'll play some Dragon Ball Fighters. I have my first YouTube channel, which actually started as a musical YouTube channel. After literally only getting like 40 subs after a year of releasing content, like literally nonstop, just freestyles all the time, I was just like, I'm wasting my fucking talent. I'm just gonna do gaming on here. So like I wound up getting some equipment, getting some programs, just started doing live streams. And so if you look up Kemet the Raw on YouTube, the first channel you're gonna find it'll say KMT Games, and yeah, I have like literally hundreds of videos. Now
that you mentioned your YouTube channel with the music videos on here, I heard some of your raps. Like, dog, that shit was dope. I seen your shit. So how'd you initially get started off as a rapper? Like, what made you initially interested in rapping, and how did it first start out? Did you record something first, or was it just freestyling in a cypher?
This actually segues off of the whole b-boy thing because one of my crews, Elevated Styles crew, they actually used to be, I guess they're still part of it, but they branched off from Killing Fields into Elevated Styles. And then so we had Feng Shui, Superbug, Shin, and a couple other people, and then they recruited me because I used to go up and b-boy over at the UCD campus with them. And so Shin and his homeboys, we would go back to their place after a b-boy session, and we would start drinking some vodka, and then they just start freestyling, and then they eventually just like, hey, yeah, like try to freestyle, and I was ass, bro. I can't even. It's painful to think about how bad I was at freestyling. Like, yeah.
So is it a commonality thing between b-boying and then is it just automatically bleeds into rapping to where you start listening to music, you dance to it, but after a while you start making your own songs to it? So is that what inspired you to be a rapper?
Absolutely not. So there are very different skill sets, and I found that out the hard way. Okay, so It's not the same, and here's why. Like, they're two completely different skill sets. And I found this out the hard way. And what I mean by that is because, yes, you have an ear for music, like in b-boying, they call that musicality. You have the idea of the 2 count, the 4 count, the 8 count, the 16 count in your mind. And you're always conscious of that. Maybe that helped out a little bit, but no, dude, I was so trash at freestyling, like, it's unbelievable. Like, and so I literally just started writing. I literally started writing songs because I was like, I can't be that bad, right? And then so I would write some raps and I'd memorize them and write some and memorize them. And then all of a sudden, one day, I couldn't sleep for 3 days straight because my brain wouldn't stop rapping. And that was the first day that I was able to actually freestyle.
So coming from a b-boy crew and your history, you were in a rap crew.
Yes.
What was the common things that you can say that had in common between the b-boy crew and a rap crew?
The commonalities?
Yes.
So I would say the only commonality that I can think of between the two was because there wasn't clear direction in either, you know? And so in the b-boy crew, it was more like, we're gonna practice our asses off, right? We're gonna practice our asses off. Like, the main things that you practice are power, style and originality, foundation, freezes, and then team crew routines, right? In rap, it's more just like, okay, you need to start to tap into the emotions of the human spectrum and then make it sound in a creative way as individually as possible. So a lot of people get their inspirations from different rappers, right? So the main people that I got my inspiration from were Eminem and then Aesop Rock. So AESOP, not A$AP Rocky, like Aesop Rock, like because he was so like, what's the word? He was so unique in his approach to rapping over a beat that I was just like, I want to sound unique like that. You know what I mean? And so, like, a lot of my early stuff kind of has like a feel like that, but then I liked Eminem because, like, one, his body of work, but then two, because of the way that he could put certain words together, certain syllables together. It was just entertaining to listen to, right? And so that's kind of how I got there. So bringing it back to the structure of the teams, we had, ironically, like kind of with the Last Titans, we had 3 rappers, we had 2 engineers, right? But we didn't have a manager. We were missing a manager, and I think that's where we went wrong.
All right, well, Mr. Manager, we're gonna dial it back there. So with your song Befriended, it shows like an evolution of skill, but as you said before, with your freestyle skills, it wasn't up to par. So in your crew, was there an expectation for you to get up to par in order to be a part of the crew?
Oh no, so what happened with that crew, like, so the rap group that I was a part of was called Red Car Robbers, right? And but like with the breakdance crew, that's how I just kind of got my feet wet into the idea of freestyling at all. By the time I got to Red Car Robbers, I'd already been writing and like recording some songs like on my phone and things like that for about maybe 8 months to a year. And then so I literally like I recorded a song on my phone and I sent it over to one of my homeboys who was a part of that crew. Like, I won't name names so we don't put nobody on blast. But I sent it over to him and he was just like, dude, this is dope as fuck. Like, we're trying to start a rap group. Do you want in? Like, I've known you like almost like for a super long time. Like, you're totally in if you want to join. Like this is all I need to see. And I was just like, bet, right? So I still wasn't great at freestyling then, but I was really good at writing. So that's kind of what got me over.
So we fast forward in time, as you got better and your crew started actually compiling together, writing songs, recording songs together, getting shows together. At what point did you figure out that you were getting really good at this and within your crew, like up to par?
So with me, it was because like I had chosen the hard path in terms of the type of rapper I wanted to be. Like, I would literally put syllables together that were almost impossible to say behind each other, and I had to do it super fast. And so by the time that I started this crew, writing wise, I was already great. Like in terms of like in writing, in terms of like being able to be in rhyme schemes and like making complex rhyme schemes and things like that. What I was missing at the beginning that like I'm a lot better at now is invoking more emotion with my music, because music is emotional. But when it came to the crew, I knew that I was good when in our like I said, like our first like couple shows, like somehow enough people found out about us that we had like the whole venue packed. You know what I mean? Like at our shows. And I realized I was good when after my verses were done, everybody was like standing ovation type shit. And I was just like, oh, I guess I'm actually pretty cold at this shit. Like that's what it was for me. I was just like, okay. I mean, that's some outside validation type stuff. I knew it was pretty good because I was just like, I was doing some hard stuff, but the validation from the crowd being like, wow, like that's what got it for me. I was just like, I can fucking do this. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so now after that point, you developed your confidence within your crew like that. Was the other members of part of your crew as supportive about that?
I think that they were supportive because like we had a dynamic where I was the complex fast one, and then one of them was like kind of like groovy and like melodic kind of thing, and then one of them was like even slower, but it was almost like storytelling, right? And like so we had our different vibes, and like so I'm pretty sure that like I got a lot of hype just because people like to hear fast rap sometimes at a show, like especially when you say all the lines right and they can actually hear what you're saying. And like so yeah, like so they were supportive at first. The thing is that the issue came when we started realizing that this could really take off, and all of a sudden like egos started to get inflating. And I'm not going to name names, but I wound up leaving the group because a certain person's ego got a little bit too big. And so that in combination with there was a girl behind the scenes that one of the other members wanted, but she was fucking with me, and they said, if you fuck with her, then you need to leave the group. And I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna fuck with either you then. I'm not fucking with the girl, I'm not fucking with the group. You're being a dick anyway, I'm out. So I started doing my individual shit at that point.
After splitting up from a group and you being on your own, and you knew this is one of the paths that you want to do in life, how did you go from that point you left the crew to here?
I mean, that's a lot of time to gap. I mean, like, so what specifically do you mean by that?
All right. What was the changing moment where you knew you can do this on your own without your crew? That crew.
It was literally when I basically was just like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? And like, so at that point, I was just like, okay, now that I know all of the different moving parts about how a song gets from start to finish, you write the song, you practice the song, you have to have a beat for the song, compose the song, and then you edit the song, and then master it, and then potentially a music video, right? And so I basically said, okay, I gotten a chance to play around with some drum machines and things like that. So I wind up realizing, like, I wind up getting like Fruity Loops. Like I started off with a trial of Fruity Loops, and then I just started making beats. And I was just like, and I would show them to people. They're like, these are actually pretty dope. And I was just like, that's what's up. I'm gonna actually so I'm gonna make my own beats, and then I'm gonna rap over it. So I'm gonna need a mic. I hooked up with Hooligan. We drove down to not Montana or Wisconsin. Nebraska, thank you. Yeah, we drove down to Nebraska. We picked up his mic, his interface. Like, he let me use those. I wound up just like, using like a crack version of Reason. And then so I can compose the beats, and then I rapped them, and then Hooligan wound up teaching me. I shadowed him for about 2 years on the production side until I actually really knew what I was doing. And so now I can make the beats, I can record the songs, write the songs, produce them, mix and master them. So I can make a full-fledged product from start to finish, including the music video myself, because I do video editing now as well.
So one of the most common threads we noticed throughout the Homeboy Etiquette interviews here is the name of Hooligan. Mm-hmm. You would describe Hooligan to the world, and like your personal relationship with him, how would you describe Hooligan?
Hooligan is an anomaly of nature, all right? He's one of the most he's dope as fuck, he's a good person, but he's one of the most confusing people to be around. He literally is mysterious on purpose.
So how'd you end up meeting Hooligan?
So this goes back to the b-boying thing again. So I was actually part of a different breakdance crew, the first one that I actually was a part of, God, like I don't even think I can remember the name of it. I think it was like, God, what was it called? I can't even remember, dude. Like it was that long ago. Like, but we were in high school. I was like 17 years old. I had a breakdance crew, and we had like 3 people. It was me, a guy named Lucky, a guy named Daniel. We had a guy named Juman, and then one other person that I'm forgetting. I apologize. Okay, so because of that breakdance crew, we actually we had a breakdance club at our school, and so I wound up joining it sophomore year. So I was like 16, right? And I just trained my ass off like in my fucking basement, right? And then but what wound up happening is junior year and senior year, I was the president of the breakdance club. So what we would do is we would go to different schools. We would go to Overland, we go to Hinckley, we go to Gateway, we were going all over Colorado as far as we could with the gas money we had. And we would be battling different people at different schools. Hooligan was over at Overland. And I believe you're over there too, right?
Yeah, 5280Q was over there.
Yeah, 5280Q was also over at Overland. And I just remember we would go over there. Armand, our friend, he was breakdancing at the time.
MIX.
Yeah, shout out to MIX. You can find him on YouTube as well. So they were all breakdancing there, and we had some battles and things like that, and we smoked Overland. I'm sorry, bro, but we did. But Hooligan wind up like seeing that battle. He wasn't a part of that, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, what's up? Yeah, my name's Julian. Like they call me Hooligan." And then that's literally just how we met. He just approached me one day, and then we just started practicing. He was just like, "Yeah, like I'm trying to get into b-boying. Like, do you want to teach me some stuff?" And I was just like, "Sure. You know, I've been doing this for a few years now. I mean, I guess I can show you some things." And then literally, it got to the point of where me and Hooligan were chilling so often. We would literally be he bought a vinyl mat, so where we could literally just break dance anywhere. So we would literally find rec centers or parks or anything like that with some concrete ground, set up the vinyl, put up a boom box, and then start breaking. We'd have 8-hour sessions at night. You know what I mean? Just non-stop battling each other, non-stop. And we just spent a lot of time together, and then, start kicking it that way. And he eventually wound up joining the same crew that I did, which was Sorrow and Cookie from Hinckley, and then me, and then Escaleto, who I believe was also from Overland.
No, Escaleto was Hinckley.
Oh, he was Hinckley too? Okay, so I guess the only Overland one was Julian then. So it was those 3 from Hinckley, and then Hooligan from Overland, and me from Rangeview. And then there was one other person, Dynamite. I think he was from Hinckley too. So we formed a crew, and that one was originally called Style Collisions. And so that's how that relationship started, because then we were all just focused on being the greatest b-boys the world has ever seen, with the greatest style that no one has ever seen.
I remember those days.
Yeah, and honestly, even to this day, you'd be hard pressed to find people as creative as we were in b-boying, even amongst pro b-boys.
Now
we've gotten props from them. So,
are you still friends with the same guys from that crew, from the Styles Collision crew that morphed into the Lost in Translations crew? Are you still friends with them to this day?
Yeah. I mean, literally, one of them lives a 5-minute walk. He's in the complex right next to this one.
Cookie still lives over there?
Yeah, Cookie's still over there. Yeah. And we still talk. We're not as tight as we were. We kind of went our separate ways into our own individual things, but we're still cool. We still have conversations. It's just with the way that our lives have just kind of this happens in all people's lives, where as you get older and then more responsibility starts to come in, then you guys just wind up separating, but we still keep in contact.
Is your number still the same from the time it was in high school, the way those same people could still just contact you if they just ever randomly thought of you out the blue?
My number has been the same for almost 10 years. So yeah, a lot of them could. If they decide to call me, then yeah, I have pretty much the same number.
Heck yeah. So have you ever done any other engineering projects for your friends?
Engineering in terms of music, video, what type of engineering?
We'll go with both, all around.
I've done plenty of projects. So here's the thing, is that when it comes to music projects, I usually try to I cut people who I know a break, but you still got to make money off of what you do, right? And so yeah, I've done plenty of projects. Like there's a chick named Telly. I've done some audio engineering and some like auto tuning and all that type of stuff for her. I've literally like made beats, like did the engineering and all that type of stuff, and then recorded a music video for someone called the Prince of Thieves. Like I've done plenty of engineering projects, but honestly, like I've just done a lot of my own. You know what I mean? I just because since I've been such a solitary entity for so long, it's only been in the last like couple years I started to branch out and actually just be like, hey, I can handle that for you. You know what I mean? So I finally got the business, the LLC set up. And so now we got KMT Productions.
And what was your first dabbling into video recording, to recording videos and making short films and music videos for other artists?
The very first thing that got me into it, so it was on my first YouTube channel. You can actually still find this video. If you were to go to YouTube and then type in Delirious Fox Freestyle Saturdays, you'll find a whole compilation of the videos that I started on YouTube. And literally what I would do is every Saturday I would have a new 16, 24, or 32 to just rap on camera. And then that was pretty much it. And then also while I was doing that, I also had something called, I think it was like either Delirious Talks or Raw Talks, something like that. And then where I actually have like some videos where I go over some topics that were just like that I just wanted to talk about. So you could probably type in Delirious Fox probation officers, and then you'll see like that's one of my earliest videos too. But I started on YouTube and doing the video stuff with rap. So like I didn't even get into the whole video recording things until like this was after I had already left my rap group. And that's why I was confident enough in my skill to be like, yo, like people like what I'm fucking doing. So like I might as well, see if I can get something with my talent. You know what I mean?
Do you remember any of your times from the cypher sessions in the Access apartments?
Bro, I sucked back then. But yeah, I do remember them. I just remember standing there in the circle and everybody's going, we had Sarita, we had BC, we had you, we had Terrell, and then they're all just saying their fucking bars, and it comes to me and it's just yeah, and I'll be running through the streets, and that's why you can't fuck with me. I put you under my defeat, under my feet 6 feet deep, rest in peace. And I'm just
a start. I mean, it's a start. It's something.
No, but compared to what I can do now, if you get me a little tipsy and then throw on a beat, dude, I'll blow your fucking mind. For real. It actually shocks people how good I can freestyle now, and I don't even really practice that much anymore. It's just that it just took time, and at that I was a baby in rap at that point.
So from the rapping days at the Access Apartments with Hooligan and the last Titans in the game, do you also remember those legendary roast sessions?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think we said this on a previous video where it's if I walk in the door, I'm just hey, what's up? I'm about to pull through Julian, and he's just yeah, cool, we got some people over here, and I'm all right, bet. But if I walk in the door and there's 5, 6 sweaty ass niggas congregated in a circle, the second I walk in there, I'm just I'm getting roasted, dude. It's a fucking rap for me. It's curtains for your young hero. And so, I mean, we kind of all just had to, adapt to that, because that entire group, that was almost like a love language, right? The more we talk shit about each other, is literally just because we fucked with each other. You know what I'm saying? Hey, happy Pride Month. No, but
would roasting each other, being upfront about all roasting things like that in front of each other, did that make better for more cohesive unit because everything's out there on front?
All right, so yeah, dude. Okay, so those roast sessions, they did 2 things. So one, it did help to form a bond between all of us. It made us more creative, and then also that actually got me into battle rap.
You said about battle rap during the roast sessions, it got you into battle rap.
Yeah, so that got me into battle rap because we were talking so much shit. Then once again, Hooligan, he was just hey, did you see this? Have you ever heard of Dumbfounded? And I'm just nah. So I watched a couple battle raps from him, and then all of a sudden, I was just this shit is dope. And then so it's just okay, so I can talk shit and rap at the same time. Let me fuck around with this. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. That's pretty much how I got into that.
Man. So from those days, everybody knows Hooligan is that commonality of friendship there, and friendship through the years being a cruise. I mean, how do you feel about what it means to be Homeboy Etiquette as you look back upon those years of friendship, crews, beefs, disagreements, agreements, and then who you got along with you now on this road now that you can look at?
What I pretty much gathered from all of that, especially in terms of what you would call Homeboy Etiquette, it's pretty much that like there you have very few friends that stand the test of time. Luckily, you like 5280Q and dro.p are people like that, where literally like I haven't seen or talked to these guys in like years, and then all of a sudden they show back up, and it's almost like we never left, right? And then that was the same thing with Hooligan. Like he's that type of friend, but like he would leave the state, and he'd be gone for like a year, 2 years. We're not even talking. All of a sudden he hits me up one day, and then we just start talking as though like he was there yesterday. You know?
What do you remember about reconnecting with dro.p?
So he literally just hit my line, dude. Like he was just like me and Hooligan were like playing some poker here at my place, and all of a sudden like I get a call on Facebook, and it says Pedro Oliveira, and I'm just like, yo, Pedro's calling. He's just like, put that nigga on. And I'm just like, hey, what's good? What's good? I'm just like, and he was like, yeah, like we started talking, and he's just like, hey, how you doing, bro? Yeah, no, I'm just chilling. Yeah, you know, I'm just out here in Boston. And like, and then he was just like, yeah, when's the last time you talked to Hooligan? I'm just like, he's right here. He's like, oh shit. And then so I turned the phone around, and then like Hooligan was just like, yeah, what's up, nigga? And like, so we basically just had like a group chat or whatever. We talked for what? It was like 30 minutes, an hour, something like that. Okay. Yeah, like, and yeah, like it was pretty dope. Like we reconnected that way, and then finally like Dro came back out here, and then I think that like you wind up like you moved up to like Littleton or something like that, right?
Far as fuck.
Yeah, like and then I was just like, all right, well he's back in Colorado. We're gonna kick it with that nigga eventually, bro. But yeah, like that's how we reconnected with that, and like it was just kind of like not like weird, but it was almost like it was kind of like throwing me off, like to see that like we're still cool, but like we both like evolved as human beings. Like you could tell we both matured in our own ways, but now we're actually like not fucking socially awkward and quiet and shit. Like we're actually talking and having conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Alright, so what about when was the last time what do you remember reconnecting with the 5280Q?
Bro, wasn't it the fucking phone call? Like it was literally you just called me like, hey yo, yeah, you're gonna be my engineer, and it's just like, this nigga ain't changed a fucking bit. Like, this is the same nigga from the Axis Apartments, bro.
Alright, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah. Like, bro, I was just like, this nigga ain't changed a fucking bit, bro. That's why I was just like, all right, yeah, this is Marquise. I mean, like, he on the up and up. Let's do some shit. Like,
so between your two co-hosts in the podcast right now, and there's been times where there's been a long gap of time where you guys did not communicate for a while, but when you did communicate, was there ever seem like there was like no time at all? It was just yesterday that you just saw him, or?
So it was pretty much like, what you mean with like you guys or other people? Like what?
With us two.
It was more just so like it was more like there's definitely that time that's passed, but it's like the interactions between us, it's like you can tell there's still like this vibe or this energy where it's just like, yeah, these are my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like, well, keep your eye on that motherfucker, man. Because there are people that we know personally, I'm not gonna name names. Yeah, exactly. Like where it's like you literally, like, even though he's your boy, like you gotta keep your fucking, watch your six. You know what I'm saying? Like because like he'll just do some shit randomly, bro, and then so it's like, I can't have you at my fucking house. You know what I mean? Like, we can go to a pool hall, we'll meet at third party locations. But like, nah, bro, took money off my counter. The fuck? Like, are you serious?
Alright. So do you believe in that term of steel sharpens steel? Like your friends made of steel, you're made of steel in order to sharpen your skills up?
1000%, bro. 1000%. Iron sharpens iron. Yes, that's the phrase. Yeah, so, dude, you could not be around some plastic ass niggas trying to get work done, bro. These flimsy ass niggas who can't stick to a fucking schedule. Are you dead ass? Like really? Like what world do you live in where you don't like money? Like, Jesus. But like, yeah, like I think I'm starting to ramble.
It feels like you're just about to die to fight them. So with fighting, on the other hand, we've had a lot of, even in the Access Departments, we had fight nights.
Oh yeah. We used to fight a lot, but I think we're gonna have to put that in the part 2 one. Like, I mean, this is we're going a little long.
But like your martial arts background is why we went into the fight night for your martial arts background also. So how has martial arts taught you camaraderie?
So
like being able to hit somebody in the face, get taken a hit to the face, and still be friends with them afterwards.
Oh, dude, because like it's all in the spirit of just fun and sharpening each other's skills. So there's that old phrase. It sounds cliche, but you don't really know somebody until you fight them, and that shit's dead ass. Like you can tell if a person is cautious or if a person is like a reckless, abandoned, fucking wild person by the way that they fight. And like that shit, like it literally gets to a point of where you're basically just like, okay, by fighting this person, I'm going to get better at defense and offense with a new opponent that I'm not used to, right? And then so even if you get hit in the fucking jaw, you're just like, shit, I was open.
Well, KMT Raw, tell me where to find you at right now.
Yeah, so you can find me, you can look me up. My gaming page is KMT Raw on YouTube, or you can look it up at KMT Productions on YouTube. That's my secondary YouTube channel. You can also find me now on Homeboy Etiquette on YouTube. You can find me at KMT_THE_RA on Instagram, KMT_the_raw, or you can find me at KMT Productions on Facebook and on Twitter.
And we out.
All right.